Hiya. I haven't made this sort of vlog in a while, but here we are. I just wanted to sort of update on what's been happening. Obviously, I mean, everyone's in a bit of a tough situation at the moment because the current situation that we have all over the world. Um, but yeah, so I just wanted to sort of update and just talk about what's been happening. So first of all, I've done a stream yesterday. It was more of a test stream because again, I just wasn't sure on like how to do things. I just do things that I like. I thought, I was feeling quite good, I suppose, and then I, decided to just do a stream of Mirror's Edge Catalyst that I bought the same day. And yeah, so I did that. It was okay. I did about an hour, maybe hour and a bit of it. Um, and it went okay, although I had various technical issues because again, my first sort of actual proper stream and stuff. It was supposed to be a replacement of the gaming thing that I said I was going to do a while back because I wasn't entirely sure on what video to do and what game to do. So I thought, I bought Mirror's Edge, so I thought, I'll do that one, and so I did. And yeah, so that was that. And the second, I suppose, big thing that's going on right now for me is I sort of finished university. I've submitted my last piece of work 2 days ago, and yeah, and that was quite an achievement. To be fair, it felt weird, just not having anything else to do because I'm not doing anything at the moment. I just sit at home. I work when there's work. I'm applying for different jobs and stuff. And yeah, so I finished university. I suppose just waiting for my results and see what comes of it. And hopefully it's gonna be okay. I don't know. It's weird. It's a weird feeling having finished university, especially graduating into this, this world or, this sort of, I suppose, situation, both economically and health wise and everything else. So building on top of that, actually, health. My body's just been doing weird shit lately. My stomach mostly has just been doing weird crap. So I've been sort of getting that looked into. I have no idea what it is. It's excuse me. It's weird. I get stomach pains and indigestion and stuff, and I'm on meds for it. At the moment, I'm on something called omeprazole, which is supposed to reduce the amount of acid your stomach makes. So I'm gonna see if that helps. Although it's a bit weird because it's not just a stomach issue; it's also like it also causes a chesty symptom, which is a bit weird because it causes like a mild tightness in the chest and like stuff in the throat, and it's just weird. It's a whole bunch of symptoms, and no, I don't have the virus, um, because this has been going on for well over a month, potentially 2 months now, maybe even more. I'm not entirely sure. It's a lot, and yeah, so I'm getting that looked into, and hopefully we can figure out what it is, and because it's quite frankly, it's just annoying. It's constantly there, or at least near constantly, and it's just annoying. I hate it. It's tragic. It really pisses me off. So I'm just hoping I can solve it because I struggle to focus and concentrate on things because of it. Um, I struggle to do things. So I struggle to game, for example. Um, I I barely get any enjoyment out of gaming because of this thing that's always there and it just always bothers me and it's just annoying. But yeah, so that's that. Won't bore you with any more of my health issues. And I suppose, sorry, I've just got a list there on my screen of things to talk about. So I suppose another thing is My future plans. I'm not entirely sure what I want to do. I really don't know. I would ideally like to stay here. As I've mentioned in a previous video, I do live in Aberystwyth, which is Midwest Wales, right on the coast. A beautiful little place. It is a student town, but if you can look past that, it's a gorgeous, gorgeous town. Everything around here is absolutely beautiful. I just love the place. It's amazing. You go out and it's nature, and it's not too busy. There aren't like people in every direction. It's nice, and sometimes you go out and you see people you know and you talk to them, and then even if you go for a walk, you walk past a person, they would smile at you, say hi. It's amazing. It's just stuff that you don't get in cities. It's stuff that you don't get, where I'm from, both where I grew up and where I was born. So it's just stuff you don't get, and that's what I always liked. And you also get to go out hiking. I do have a bunch of hiking gear, stored. At the moment, obviously, because we can't go out hiking. But I'd love to, especially if I manage to stay here. I would love to, ideally, go on a hike, and maybe record another one, because obviously I've made a video of my trip to Furness, which was an amazing video. It was just, I don't know, it was amazing. I loved the actual trip. I loved filming it, and I loved editing it. It's really cool. It's one of those things that you have to get used to, obviously. And again, if you look back into the video, obviously it's not perfect. It's not meant to be perfect, right? It's just supposed to be an experiment. I just wanted to see if I could do it. Obviously, I'm not a very creative person, so a lot of it was just I just have to see, what worked and what didn't, and then I tried to figure out how to make things. And I guess one thing that I do I don't really regret, but one of the things that I looking back on the video now, I wish I didn't do was music. For one, music isn't really needed in the video. We've got a bunch of ambience. Obviously, because there's just a bunch of stuff going on in the video, So I suppose I could have just left it to the ambience, and sort of to the viewer, to sort of interpret, and sort of just feel like they're alone in the nature, or sort of like they're on the same path as I was. And yeah, so that's mostly that. And yeah, I was thinking of making a proper game video, but I'm not sure what to make. I have too many games. And there's a lot of games that you just can't comment on, because if you're playing a game that requires concentration, you have to concentrate on the game. But then also, if you're playing on a game that's just, that's just all fun, I suppose, and you can comment on it, it's not going to be very interesting to play for me. I suppose also for people to watch, because I don't know. I mean, obviously, I'm not a YouTuber. I don't game for a living, and I don't I don't see myself doing that, because, well, quite frankly, I'm not a very interesting person when it comes to making videos. I'm not very funny, and yeah, so that's all that is. I'll see what I can make, because I certainly do want to do something. But I'll see what I feel like. I might do one tomorrow. Today is the 23rd of May, so it's Saturday. It's actually quite late. It's 10:30 at the moment. I'm looking at my watch. So it's 10:30, and yeah, so I'll just see what happens, and I suppose I'll try to make a video of a game. If that works out, I don't know. We'll have to see. And yeah, other than that, there's really not much to say. Just, staying indoors, walking, going for walks, going to the shop when you have to, etc., etc. I bought a Switch actually. Actually, yes, that's another thing to talk about, isn't it? So yeah, bought a Switch. I've got the all popular Animal Crossing on it. I've got Zelda Breath of the Wild. It's the Zelda series is one of my favorite game series, and yeah, so I really wanted to play that. That's really part of the reason why I bought it. Another thing that I got is Sunless Sea. It's sort of like it's not an RTS, but it's a top-down game about like Victorian Britain and stuff, about ships, and I just love ships, so you know, I've actually got it on Steam, but I sort of wanted to get it for when I'm on the go in the future, I suppose. You know, whenever we come out of this global pandemic, and yeah, so that's all I had to say really. Yeah, there's not much going on other than that. And yeah, I will talk to you guys later. Peace.